The year is ending, and to ring in a new decade, we're talking about the top 5 anime of 2019. And what better way to do that than on the 12 Days of Anime, the greatest community event in all of the anime YouTube fandom. So, with that out of the way, let's get into my top 5 anime of 2019.
Number 5.
Number 5 on my list, but not the least, Carol and Tuesday is Watanabe's return to anime. But this time, instead of it being an action anime like Cowboy Bebop or a colorful adventure like Space Dandy, Carol and Tuesday is a slice of life? Watanabe proves once again that he can create meaningful stories to this day in most genres that he wants to. Not only that, but the typical trademarks of Watanabe are here with an emphasis on good music, direction that just looks so smooth and good, and a pseudo-episodic tale of 2 girls living out their dreams and changing the world with their humble music. The reason this anime works so well is because I believe Watanabe came into this already a made man. He's the guy who made Cowboy Bebop after all, and people had wild expectations of what he would create. And so expectations were met, but in a different way. Instead of doing what he did with Cowboy Bebop or Space Dandy, he opted to tell the tale of 2 girls in a slice of life styled anime. And on top of that, he was able to develop so many different things and achieve a lot in seemingly simple 24 episode anime. In many ways, the people of Mars and Alba City, even the city itself, became a character. Sprawling and beautiful, it had many secrets, brimming with interesting and unique people and stories to tell. Who could forget the obvious parody of famed producer Rick Rubin producing their music, or Steve Aoki just randomly showing up in the crowd, or how about Denzel Curry providing original music just for this anime? You don't know what to expect with Carol and Tuesday, and that's something amazing. As for why it's not higher on my list, I think there are some things which keep it held back. While Carol and Tuesday is great, it's not an anime in this day and age that many people can appreciate because of the episodic nature of it. As well, there are some episodes which fell flat, as with all Watanabe productions, and a seemingly ham-fisted attempt to put in politics which came out of nowhere and accomplished not much. Otherwise, this was a no-brainer to be on my list at number 5.
Number 4.
Symphogear XV is the culmination of 7 years and 5 seasons of Symphogear, quite possibly one of the most underrated and misunderstood anime of all time, and also an anime made out of a misunderstanding itself between the creators. Symphogear's final season proves to not judge a book by its cover. One of the highest rated anime in its season and a year, at one point rated even higher than Vinland Saga, Symphogear XV tells the final story of the Symphogears, who are now at the top of their game. With no foe being able to take out the Symphogears, there is one last effort by a group of 3 women known as Noble Red. The underdogs no more, the Symphogears will be taken to task by the ruthless and opportunistic Noble Red to summon a true god, Shimha. I reviewed this anime after it aired, and I was floored by it in almost every way. Almost everything about this series was perfected and delivered in virtually every aspect you want an anime to be good in. From action, to story, to the now, in my opinion, all-time great scoring from Element's Garden and memorable and emotional moments. Symphogear XV is the wet dream of every Symphogear fan, and also a love letter to the creators, heroes, and as well us, the fans of Symphogear all around the world. I've never seen a season of anime quite like XV, where it seemed like this final season was completely made for us, with no signs of it wavering from that. This season has amazing callbacks, references, and appearances from fan-favorite characters that get their final send-off, as well as Hibiki and the Symphogears. It's very sad to see this series had to end at season 5, but at the same time, the story of Symphogear and its characters are that much more sweet and memorable because they have to go. If you want one of the most unique experiences anime you'll ever find, right next to things like JoJo, Kill la Kill, or Dragon Ball Z, Symphogear is a no-brainer, and everyone here should try to give this show a shot, as I will never stop singing the praises of this series.
Number 3.
Vinland Saga and Symphogear fought to be my number 3, but only Vinland Saga could actually capture this spot for me. While I'd consider 1 through 4 on this list to be elite tiered anime, Vinland Saga makes that list for me because it's simply fucking amazing, okay? The setting is original and unique, the characters are deep and show layers, and the action is brutal and out of this world violent, plus the world is unforgiving and cold, much like the Vikings themselves. Vinland Saga is simply one of the best anime this year because it's a virtually perfect story on its own, one that can easily and probably will transcend the anime genre and become live-action films or TV series with massive budgets. I hate to compare things to this series in particular, but Vinland Saga is a dramatic and dark series, much in the way Berserk is pre-Black Swordsman. Stories are told with care and given time to breathe and mature, never rushing things to meet unruly expectations or deadlines. This is evident as well by the addition of anime original content, which sees to expand on characters to flesh them out more and give them more story and depth. Also, the relationship between Askeladd and Thorfinn may be one of the most complex relationships in anime this year. I won't say why this is, but the two have an unbelievable tension between them, and that's probably an understatement. And through this, the chemistry between the two is comparable to a powder keg on fire. Eventually, it will explode. It's just a matter of time when it will, and thus creates for some exciting television.
Number 2.
I think most of you will know by now that I loved The Promised Neverland, and there are obvious and plentiful reasons for just that. The Promised Neverland captured my imagination, my attention and heart, and didn't let go of it for a single second. If you want a good horror anime, Promised Neverland is probably in conversation for the best of all time. There is simply no other anime quite like The Promised Neverland, and you'll be strapped to find one like it. And while the arts and animation are sometimes left to be desired thanks to the backgrounds being outsourced to a less than, shall we say, reputable studio, Promised Neverland still has one of the most visually striking design philosophies this year. From the themes of fire to Mother Isabella's homely and warm smile turned twisted at the revelation of the truth. This anime is one everyone watching should get out there and watch now. It's simply a treat.
Number 1.
And my number 1, Fruits Basket. And I even did a video talking about recently why Fruits Basket is my favorite anime of the year. So I urge you to watch that to get the full details. But Fruits Basket took me by storm. I wasn't ever expecting this anime to get me to like it the way I did. The characters and story are lovable, and with sugar-coated art, all of the characters are just so sweet and you want to see more of them. But do not write this anime off. Under the hood is something much darker, much more bleak than you would think. From suicide to cold-blooded murder, Fruits Basket is an anime that may look cute. It may look like a good time. It is, but do not underestimate it for a second. This anime will tell you some of the most heartbreaking stories and life lessons in this year of anime by far. And that's one of the reasons it left such a huge impression on me. Its darker tone and story perfectly contrasted to its innocent and sugar-coated presentation. But also because this anime in particular, I've met a considerable amount of people who I now consider good friends through. Me and Rising Sun Reviews over on my second channel, Bento, covered this series episode by episode every week on a YouTube and Twitch live stream. A lot of people in turn joined my server, and through them I was able to make tons of new friends who are pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. Each and every one of them. So yeah, Fruits Basket not only was my favorite anime of the year, but it also let me meet new and interesting people from all sorts of different walks of life. So for both those things, I am very grateful for Fruits Basket. There it is. There is my top 5 anime of 2019, and I couldn't have done it without pretty much every single one of you in one way or another. You guys and gals made my year, and to top it off, the anime was fantastic too. I think this year may be one of the best years ever in anime history, which will be a topic we cover on the upcoming 12 Days of Anime, so subscribe and ring the bell for that. Also, check out some 12 Days of Anime videos from other creators you may not have before. I've been doing that this year. I think you should as well. I've probably by now found a couple. I'm, of course, obviously recording this before the 12 Days of Anime even start because, 12 videos is really difficult to do and pull off, but definitely check out some of these creators. They're really cool. I promise you'll like some of them. All you got to do, if you want to, just go on Twitter, look at the 12 Days of Anime Twitter account, and there will just be a whole bunch of shout outs every single day, every single hour of people putting out these videos, interesting and different kinds of creators. It's a great thing. Totally support it if you can. You don't have to join it or anything. Just watch some of these videos and tell people if you found them through the 12 Days of Anime. And that's what I'll be doing. That's what I do every year. I make it a tradition. So, with that being said, make sure to like this video, subscribe and ring the bell, click on some of these videos if you find them interesting, and know that I have a Patreon where on the $1 tier and above, you can get access to pretty much everything. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!